Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Omar.
Come in. Hey,
Dr. Page, hey.
how are you?
I'm Omar Padilla, ADP.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Omar.
Mind if I have a seat?
Sure, have a seat.
Here you go, Dr. Page, my business card just in case you need to contact me.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I spoke with your wife on the phone briefly, and she told me a little bit about what she does here at your practice, and just wanted to make sure she let you know that I was coming in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I know I'm super busy today.
Oh.
We actually have, as she probably told you, I manage the practice. I also
Yes.
still see patients.
Okay.
So if we can try to keep it as short as possible.
We still
that's
have 20 minutes today, is that okay?
That'd be fine.
Okay,
Mhm.
awesome. Yeah, so I noticed that your Peachtree City location is doing very well. It's expanding.
Yeah,
So-
we're super excited about that. Yeah, we have 15 employees in that office now, and
Awesome.
if everything goes according to plan, we plan to hire another 5 people, and hopefully grow to a 3rd office at some point in the next couple of years.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
It's good to hear that.
Mhm.
Very cool. So, I know a lot of people, me, for example, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a doctor, but I quickly realized that maybe that wasn't the path for me.
Mm.
Why did you decide to become a doctor?
I've always just enjoyed helping people.
And how long have you been practicing?
We have been in this practice. I actually founded it in 2003, so yeah, we're at almost 13 years later this summer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Long time, 13 years. Oh, it's very, very good to hear that. Yeah, so just a little bit about me, Dr. Page,
Mhm.
is I've been with ADP for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've made Winter Circle every year. I graduated from UCF, a professional selling program. My senior year there, I won the National Collegiate Sales Competition, first in the country. And as you know, ADP's been in business since 1949. We are AAA rated, credit rating by S&P and Moody's. And the reason that we've been in business since 1949 is because we foster long-term relationships with our clients. We're there for the long haul, and we don't. It's not transactional for us. We want relationships. We want connections for a long time.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sure it's a challenging thing to do when you're as big as ADP is and you're dealing with small practices like mine.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually a small business specialist, so
Okay.
there's a department just for small businesses. Like
Okay.
Dr. Page.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Doctor, as far as decision-making process for your business goes, who else do you involve in this decision-making process?
The primary decision will fall on me. I will, of course, seek Ellen's approval and or her opinion on what things are going to happen. She plays the biggest role. I mean, she does all of the lion's share of the HR and payroll processes as it is, sort of in tandem with her executive assistant.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, that's good to hear. Okay. So what I'd like to do, Dr. Page, is I'd like to ask you a couple questions just to get a better feel for your company's needs.
Mhm.
If it all makes sense, then we can move forward. How does that sound?
Sounds fine.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and start asking you those
Okay.
questions now, if you don't mind. Sure. So how do you currently plan for labor costs like payroll, taxes, and penalties? I know you said Ellen does a lot of this, but...
I don't necessarily know that we plan for penalties and things like that. It's just we use an off-the-shelf software. We use Microsoft Dynamics.
Mhm.
It's just what we use for all of our payroll processing. And she does all the data entry, and it spits out whatever it is that we have to do. We upgrade the software annually, and I can't remember what we initially paid when we bought the software, but I know it's a $1,500 charge every year to upgrade it to the new versions with all the compliance codes and whatnot.
Right. Do you mind if I take notes?
No.
Okay. So you said that you don't plan for taxes or penalties. So currently you don't have anything in place that would protect your business in case you did incur some fee from the IRS, perhaps?
I don't necessarily know that we have anything in place that really does that. I mean, the only thing we do is we look at reporting from obviously what we've done in the past. We learned 4 years ago that we got to make sure that we're paying attention to what we do. We did have a tax penalty that occurred 4 years ago. But outside of trying to pay attention to the details, there's nothing in particular.
And how much was that tax penalty, if you don't mind me asking?
I guess it was probably in the neighborhood of $5,000.
$5,000. Dr. Pate, so if you were to acquire another $5,000 penalty, what would that do to your bottom line?
Well, I don't necessarily know that it's going to have a significant impact on the bottom line.
Mhm.
And it may impact the timelines that we're looking to try to grow the business.
Mhm.
And I think I mentioned earlier that we're trying to hire an additional headcount of 5 people.
Right.
Long term, that prevents us from probably reinvesting in the business and growing to, we plan to open another office in Tyrone in the next couple of years, and that might delay that opening.
So it could be a setback, yeah. And I know that, repetitive penalties usually, increase, if
I wouldn't be surprised, yeah. Mhm.
yeah, for sure. So, but Dr. Page, if I could help you, maybe put you at ease, assure you that if there was a way for me to show you
Mhm.
a way to avoid those penalties, would that be something you'd be interested in?
I'd be interested in it. Part of, outside of taking care of the patients and obviously my wife and family and managing the practice, I'm big on monitoring expenses. So I'm going to be concerned obviously about the ROI and whatever the software that is that you're going to try to sell me. Yeah, and the expenses and growing revenues are the 2 main concerns that I've got.
Your expenses, okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so just another question, how do you collect and manage your payroll at the moment? I know you said Ellen does it
Mhm.
pretty much all by hand, is that correct?
She uses the software, that
So, yeah, the
dynamic
software.
software. Basically what she does is she takes, we use manual time cards.
Okay,
So she keys that stuff in. Payroll is processed every other week.
okay, yeah.
And it's taking her, I don't know, a couple of minutes to process each card and maybe an hour to enter the full payroll into the system.
Yeah. And has there ever been any errors with the manual processing of the time cards?
Yeah, we probably have anywhere from, I don't know, 3 or 4 incorrect checks a month that then have to be voided and recalculated.
Okay. And so as far as processes that you have in place to manage maybe consistent treatment of your employees and their benefits, is there anything that you guys have governing that?
I guess you're talking about like as far as HR functions
Yeah,
are
HR
concerned?
functions, yeah, is there anything in particular?
No, not particularly. I mean, we use a simple Excel spreadsheet that tracks how much time somebody's accrued,
Mhm.
the days that they've taken off, that sort of thing. Ellen and her executive assistant, they monitor that. They'll send out notices to each of the associates,
Okay.
letting them know how everything's going.
Okay, and then I think she did mention that she's had some problems with employees taking time off that they hadn't earned yet.
Yeah, I mean, we're a small business, so in order to compete with big businesses, some of our competitors, we have to try to give people the opportunity to sort of borrow against unaccrued time.
Yeah.
Thankfully, turnover is not a big issue for us. However, it does happen from time to time where somebody leaves unexpectedly, and we've already paid them for time that they haven't accrued.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you're saying it doesn't happen too often, but it does happen.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't estimate more than maybe one person a year. That, it's probably anywhere from 2 days to a week's worth of pay.
So not a top concern for you then.
No, obviously, something I'd love to
Anywhere we-
eliminate, but it's not up there as high as trying to reprioritize how much time it takes us to go through the payroll process.
Right. Yeah. And she said it did take about 15 hours, just for employee information, to update employee information.
Yeah, I would guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say her time is worth?
Well, I mean, I don't know that I would want to put a monetary value on it. I mean, she's my wife.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of her as far as the business is concerned.
Right.
We share profits as
But she
far
does
as
get
the
paid,
business.
yes.
She does get paid. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Would you? All right. Okay. Okay. So, I guess just kind of the last question. How
Mhm.
confident are you that your payroll process is accurate and error-free?
Oh, I'm not confident at all. I mean,
Not at all?
Yeah, I mean, if we're having to recalculate 4 checks a month, yeah, there's for at least 50 errors a year then.
Okay. Yeah. Understandable. Yeah. And then, is there ever been a time where Ellen maybe needed to do it but wasn't able to get to a computer to process the payroll?
I don't know that that's been an issue. I mean, I think that generally speaking, she has a laptop that she uses
Just
as
brings
well.
that with her everywhere.
Yeah, she can take that with her if she has to do some things. I know that she does do. She spends some time at the bank in order to do deposits and things like that as well.
So she's pretty busy, or
Yeah, she stays pretty. But she's an active partner. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay. Very cool. Okay, so Dr. Page, what I'm getting from you is that you're really concerned with your return on investment from the product. You want to try to minimize expenses, is that correct?
Mhm.
And so maybe some HR issues that go into that, like the paid vacation, and also maybe errors with the time cards and the checks being
Mhm.
sent out. Those are all primary concerns for you.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah, I'd
correct?
say so.
Okay. Okay, Dr. Page, so what I'd like to do is based on what you've told me, I just want to show you something that I think you would like that would benefit your business a lot. And so I'll go ahead and pull up the Run mobile app, which is powered by ADP. Do you mind if I take a seat over
Oh,
here?
sure. Mhm.
We can look at the screen together that way. So, just being that payroll is one of the top concerns, and getting that straightened out. And what's great about the Run app that's powered by ADP is that, if she needs to go anywhere, she's on the move, she can do it all from here.
Mhm.
Okay? So if you check out payroll, basically you punch in how you want to start, and you go ahead and hit the button. You want the check date, you input it. You can do direct deposit, which I know you guys currently aren't doing.
Yeah, we issue card code checks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, direct deposit, that's going to save you a little bit time and money.
Mhm.
So you go ahead and continue. And so what it does is then it has a summary of all your employees and what they're making. You can basically change the hourly rate, or if there's a salary amount, you can fix that, fix the vacation hours, sick hours, all of this. So
Are these entries that we have to manually key every time?
yeah, so you would key it one time, and then obviously it's going to populate
Okay.
for the rest of the pay
So
period.
Ellen's not going to have to modify Matt's hourly rate every time?
Not every time.
Okay.
And the great thing about it is that you can input different hourly rates.
Okay.
Okay, so as far as tracking goes, does that answer some of the concerns that you have with maybe monitoring payroll and getting that accurate?
Yeah, I think so.
Saving some time there. Okay. So the great thing about this is what it's going to do is once all that data is input in the program, it's going to let you know the cash required, and so that way you're not overdrafting or not putting enough money
Mhm.
into the bank account
Mhm.
where you need to have your payrolls expense. And then then it gives you also the reports that it gives you. It gives you your liability report, your debit amount, and then your payroll amounts.
Okay.
So it's all there for you, so she doesn't have to go back in and spend 15 hours a week fixing that kind of stuff as well. So there's actually more here that I want to show you. You have your HR dictionary, which a lot of times with tax and legal issues, there's a lot of language that's used that isn't exactly layman's English.
Mhm.
So this makes it a lot easier for her to be able to look at those things and kind of translate them. And also with the HR, it actually sends you weekly emails, or actually it'll send you an email every time a tax law or labor law is changed.
Hmm.
So she'll have those on hand. That way there's no additional tax penalties or fees like that incurred.
Okay. Okay.
Very cool. And so it also keeps track of all your employees. You just fill out their information, and again, it gives you liability, payroll summary reports in the doc vault. Basically, this is again HR templates. That way, this helps your hiring process. So there's some just standard templates in there that we use that you can adapt to your business, just to make the hiring process a lot smoother.
Mhm.
And so I guess your main concern was more the ROI. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that. I understand that price is typically an issue for a lot of small business owners. And so with ADP, you're gonna get all those features, and you're gonna get all those features at $58.95 a month. And this is per location.
Okay.
So at the end of the year, you'd be investing $3,215, and monthly it would be $235. And so, let's go ahead and work that out for you. So 235. We know that she's spending $250 on bank fees, right?
Mm-hmm.
You spend $1,500 on the service software, or the Microsoft software that you use, right? So if you divide that by 12, you get $125 a month. So that's $125. She's spending roughly 60 hours a month working on just HR things, just updating employee information, right? And let's just say she was getting paid, and we're just going to lowball it a little bit here and say she's getting paid $10 an hour. So that's $600 a month, correct?
Sure.
So
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
we'll just say that's on the low end.
Sure.
So we have $975 a month, basically,
Mm-hmm.
is what you're investing. So, if you were to partner with ADP and only spend $235, then that's a savings of $500 there, just a month.
So here's my question: why
Sure.
am I having to pay the processing fee per location? I mean, we're only processing payroll out of the one office.
Right. So okay. So it's my understanding that there's 2 different tax IDs
There are. Mhm.
with the locations.
Mhm.
So what we do is we actually run it based off the tax IDs. So if there's 2 tax IDs, then we have to do the 2 different locations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though everything's coming out of the same bank account.
Yes, that is my understanding. Yeah.
Okay.
Does that address your concern with that?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. And okay, Dr. Page, was there anything that I didn't cover that you want to talk a little bit more about?
Well, the only thing I guess that kind of sticks out for me is initially we have 3 small children.
Mhm.
I'm thinking it may make sense. I'm also a big fan of supporting local business, and because ADP is a large company.
Mhm.
I'm considering the possibility of maybe Ellen taking more of the backseat as it relates to normal business operations, so she can spend time taking care of the kids, and I may hire just a full-time accountant in order to take care of all this stuff.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you say is that maybe hiring a full-time accountant would eliminate the need for ADP?
I would think so. Yeah. I mean, when it comes to payroll processing, I mean, if that's someone's sole function is to administer that stuff, then I could probably, sure, it's going to be, I think, more expensive than the just a couple $1,000s a year that you're talking about, but I might just be able to replace that with whatever it is that Ellen's taking, and maybe reinvest any savings that I've gotten to grow the business.
Okay. Yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from, and actually had a customer down the street, Jeremiah's Ice Cream. He felt the same way. He was going to do the same thing. He had his recent college graduate son doing it for a little bit, and he thought about hiring an accountant. But the thing is that we provide all these services that are tailored to your company, and these tax accountants that would be doing this don't have the resources or the experience that we have at ADP. We've been in business since 1949, and there's a lot of things that we can do on the back end to help out your business a lot more so than one person would be able to. You'd have a team as opposed to one person.
Well, what I'll do, as you're saying that, I'm reminding myself that I got a good golf buddy of mine that actually works for Paychecks.
Okay.
We're going to be playing golf this weekend, as a matter of fact, so I probably just kind of, bend his ear and see what his thoughts are about, I guess, this solution, and I don't know, maybe he'll probably try to sell me something he's got too. But,
Right. Oh, that's how salespeople are, aren't they?
Yep.
Okay. Very cool. Okay, so so what I'm hearing you say is that maybe you need a little bit more time. You kind of want to research.
I think
go into
it
it a little
probably
bit
makes
more.
sense to research things a little bit further.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Totally understandable. So what I'd like to do is maybe after you have a meeting with your Paychecks friend, we could meet again with my manager and maybe discuss maybe some more issue or something else. I just get this feeling that you have something else on your mind that.
I think I'd be okay with another meeting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want to set that up for next Tuesday?
How about next Monday? I'll be out of the office Tuesday.
Monday? Okay. Monday in the afternoon or in the morning is better for you?
Afternoon.
Afternoon? Okay. All right. So we'll do Tuesday afternoon?
Monday afternoon.
Monday afternoon,
Mhm.
yeah, sorry. Monday afternoon And I'll just stop by. I'll give your secretary a call.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
great.
you for your time, Dr. Page.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Okay. I have some feedback.